It's me again, back with another video. I just thought that I would share a little bit of my knowledge as far as astrology goes. I'm gonna just give you a little backstory on me. It was a point in time where I started like questioning everything, and I started going and seeking out people with like occult knowledge, like hidden knowledge. Occult knowledge does not necessarily mean that it's like satanic or evil. It's just something that's hidden. You have to kind of dig for it. And I started out a journey to know myself better. And then I was directed to astrology. Now, astrology is the study of the movement and relative positions of celestial bodies interpreted as having an influence on human affairs and the natural world. Now, a few years ago, I found myself like in a dark place, and I figured God is going to help me out of this. Not even understanding really the concept of who God was. You're not going to understand the concept of who God is if somebody is telling you who God is. I want to suggest everybody to go on their own little spiritual journey with the help of others, like others' opinions and advice and direction. But at the end of the day, look for God on your own. Because if you ask 10 people who God is, you're going to get 10 different answers. So, that's just a little backstory on the effects that astrology have had on my life. It really, honestly, has helped me heal over the years. Helped me understand myself better. Helps me understand other people better. Now, for you to get your astrological chart, as accurate as possible, you have to know where you were born, your birth time, okay? And of course, you know your birthday. You can go on Google and Google it, but I use an app called Astrofuture, and it allows you to look at your natal chart as well as the transits as far as the planets moving through your houses. And it also allows you to do like synastry charts. Now it'll interpret natal charts and transits, but it won't interpret synastry unless you pay for it. But that's all up to you. But me, I'm just learning how to do it. And I just said I'm not going to pay Astrofuture nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to learn how to read the planets myself and see how they correlate in synastry. I'm just going to learn the basics first. I'm not sitting up here telling you that I know everything about everything. I don't know about everything. I'm still learning. But that's life anyways, in general. It's a learning process. You're never going to be done learning. Alright, this is what they call an astrological wheel. Now, each house has a number, and each house represents different aspects of yourself. Now, wherever you have certain planets, they fall in certain houses, they're going to relate in your life differently. Okay? Now, as you can see, and I already kind of like understood that it's going counterclockwise. The numbers are not going in order like a clock would, correct? So we're going to start with the first house. The first house original ruler is Aries, the sign of Aries. As you go along the zodiac wheel, you have 1 for Aries, 2 Taurus, 3 Gemini. I'm going to give you an easier way to remember that. Just always remember that Aries starts out the zodiac wheel. Always starts out. That's its original ruler of house 1 is Aries. When you look in the newspaper for a horoscope, the first sign that's up there is Aries, right? Because that's the first sign in the zodiac. Aries, okay? Then just remember what comes after Aries. Taurus, so that's 2. Taurus. Gemini, 3. 4. Cancer. 5. Leo. 6. Virgo. 7. Libra. 8. Scorpio. 9. Sagittarius. 10. Capricorn. 11. Aquarius. And 12. Pisces. Pisces is always the last sign. Aries is always the first. Okay? Now let's break down what these houses actually mean and how they're going to translate when you look up your own zodiac, your own astrological chart, and you see what planets fall in which house. That way you can relate that aspect to the planet's aspects, if you get what I'm saying. Okay? The first house is self-appearances, beginnings, the body, first impressions, attitude, identity, approach to life. Second house, money, work, income, daily routines, value, material possessions, priorities, habits, your job, and your work ethic. You kind of can think about it. You kind of can relate those signs to these houses, because that's all Taurus right there. Money, work, income. Okay. Now let's relate the third house to Gemini and what the third house represents. The mind, thinking, communication, siblings, because Geminis are the twins. Remember, in the zodiac, Geminis are the twins. Social activities, interests, neighbors, early education. Cancer. Cancer is crowd, protective, like your mother, right? Cancers have their home on crabs. Cancer, oh my goodness. Cancer is the crab of the zodiac, and the crab carries its back where? Carries his home where? On his back, right? So, fourth house, Cancer, which stands for home, roots, family, self-care, emotions, foundations, mother, children, women. Okay? Fifth house, which is Leo, ruled by Leo originally, right? Love, romance, affairs, play, creativity, fertility, childlike spirit, joy, self-expression, and drama. Remember, Leo is the fire sign. Fire signs are notorious for dramatic things. But anyway, sixth house is originally ruled by Virgo, which stands for health, fitness, systems, analytical nature, pets, work habits, organization, sense of usefulness, service given. Everyone knows that Virgo is the giver of the zodiac. Everyone knows that Virgo is the organizer and the analytical one, along with Gemini, because they both are ruled by Mercury. But we'll get to that later on in this little thing that we're doing. Seventh house, which is Libra, right? Libra rules the seventh house. Seventh house represents relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, sharing, interpersonal style. Ruled by Venus, also like Taurus, but we'll get to that in a little while. I don't want to jump ahead of myself because I get excited about stuff like this. Okay, that's Libra. Okay, the eighth house, which is ruled by Scorpio. Okay, we all say Scorpios is the freakiest sign in the zodiac. So let's see what the eighth house represents. Merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, inheritances, taxes, loans, assets, property, joint ventures, goals, mystery, partners, resources. Ninth house. Now, ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius energy can be all over the place. It can be fleeting. It can be so fickle and not temporary, but not to judge Sagittarius, but I'm just giving an analogy. The ninth house stands for travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law, and religion, cross-cultural relations, learning, ethics. Okay? Ninth house, which is ruled by Capricorn. They like the stiffest of the stiff in the zodiac, if you didn't know. You know, my mama is a Capricorn and she plays no games, okay? But it's ruled by career, long-term goals, structure, status, reputation, public image, masculinity, men, fathers, experts, fame. And that's Capricorn. 10th house is ruled by Capricorn. 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius. Aquarius, okay? Groups, friends, social awareness, humanitarianism, technology, hopes and wishes, the future. 12th house is ruled by Pisces. Okay? Endings, healing, closure, spirituality, solitude, karma, old age, afterlife, what's hidden, limiting beliefs, and everything unconscious. If you think about it, a lot of Pisces like to escape. Inwardly, they like to escape. Pisces energy is escapism. And I have a lot of Pisces energy, even though when you take a look at my chart here in a second, I am actually a Virgo with a whole lot of 12th house energy. And now that I'm older and I understand, I get it and I see it. And when this stuff starts to come all together for you, it's gonna be like, wow, this is wow. But let's look at the next thing. Okay, right here you're gonna find what your ruling planet is for your zodiac sign. Hold on, let me give me a little sip of water. Excuse me for the swallowing noises, but I had to get that water. Anyway, let's start with the sun. Ruling planets. Okay. The sun. It rules Leo. And what it stands for in your astrology chart: vitality, life, ego, creativity, expression. Okay. Next thing we have is the moon. And I want you to take note of the symbols also, because when you pull your natal chart, you're going to see these symbols in those houses. Those are the symbols for those planets, okay? All right. The moon. It's ruled by Cancer. I want you to also see like the moon and Cancer. Remember that Cancer is the ruler of the fourth house. Fourth house stands for the mother, right? And if Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the aspects of the moon are emotions, intuition, moods, mother and children. We already know that part. We already learned that in the last slide, okay? Okay. Mercury. It rules Gemini and Virgo. Gemini and Virgo are so much alike, but I believe that Virgo may be a little bit more grounded because earth signs are on a physical level versus air signs, which are on a more mental level than a physical level. But they are both like the same nonetheless. But Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. It's the planet of intellect, logic, perception, thinking, and communication. Okay? Venus rules Taurus and Libra, planet of pleasure, romance, love, femininity, beauty, and art. Now, just like I said about Gemini and Virgo, Taurus and Libra are the same. They are actually the same, just on different playing fields. Now, Libra is also an earth sign, just like Gemini, but Taurus is an earth sign, just like Virgo. So Taurus would show this would actualize in a physical realm for Taurus versus with Libra, which is more mental. Okay. Mars rules Aries and to a lesser extent Scorpio, planet of aggression, drive, power, instinct, and masculinity. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and to a lesser extent Pisces, planet of growth, abundance, luck, expansion, higher learning, travel, and religion. Okay? Saturn. It rules the sign of Capricorn. And to the lesser extent, Aquarius. Planet of structure, restrictions, time, authority, discipline, and limitations. Worm. Hush. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You got your sweater on and everything. Be quiet. Okay? Neptune. I miss Uranus because my dog won't hush. He's an anus. Hush! Had me hollering in this thing. Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius. Planet of rebellion, revolution, individualism, eccentricity, humanitarianism, science, inventions. Neptune rules the sign of Pisces. Planet of dreams, illusion, delusion, spirituality, oneness, and addiction. Pluto rules the sign of Scorpio. Planet of power, transformation, obsession, alchemy, healing, life, and death. Now this slide here is just basically explaining what I just explained. It's more simplified in case you need a visual. Okay, peep game. Look at the first house, ruled by Mars. See the symbol for Mars. You see the symbol for Aries. You see what the house represents, self. Second house, see, number 2, ruled by Mercury. Taurus stands for values, etc., etc., etc. That's just like a simple breakdown of what I just explained. You could pause it and look at it, or whatever, but that's a good tool right there to have. That particular slide, that particular chart right there, that's just like a basic breakdown. Now, if you're new to this astrology thing, you're going to hear mutable energy, fixed energy, cardinal energy. Now, basically what that is, it's just the energy of your zodiac sign, right? So, I'm looking right now at cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs of the zodiac. Okay? Cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Initiating energy, dynamic energy, action-oriented energy, tackles obstacles directly, head on. Good at crisis management, but have difficulty with follow-through. Fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Stubborn, organized, attached. Tackles problems slowly, often getting stuck in them. Slow to initiate, but good at follow-through. Getting stuff done and holding down the fort. Solid, you hear me? Solid, fixed, like they there, you hear me? Cardinal signs are like, we gonna do it. Fixed signs are like, I'm here. That could be good or that could be bad. That could translate into being stubborn, you know, if you, whatever. Okay? Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Adaptable, versatile, changeable, communicative, easily distracted. Tackles a problem by going around it, by negotiation, or by avoiding the issue, which is very much 100% true. Mutable energy. To have a lot of mutable energy means that you can conform, like naturally conform to anything. That's on a higher note, but on a lower vibration, that means you could be a yes man. That means you could be a follower. You could be gullible. So if that, like, that's just a chart to show you what those particular things mean when you, because you're gonna see that a lot. Oh, you have a lot of cardinal energy, you have a lot of fixed energy, you have a lot of mutable energy. That would explain a lot if you could relate it to your life. Just take whatever you can and relate it. This is getting, it's very, I like astrology. It's very interesting and it helps you to know yourself and know other people also. You be able to read people, and really be able to see Like, why they act the way they act. When you pull their chart, you gonna be like, oh, that's why you act like that. And then if they be lying and stuff, somebody, oh, I don't do that, be like, quit lying, it's right here. If you were a package, right? Let's just say, for instance, you are a package. Your rising sign will be the box, right? Because that's what the world sees. You don't actually know what's inside of the box until you open it up, right? Now that's where your sun sign comes in. Your sun sign is actually who you are, your ego, your personality. So you're much more than a Virgo. You're much more than your sun sign and your star sign. Very much more. But me, I am 100% a Virgo because my rising sign and sun sign are Virgo. Thanks you guys for watching, and I will be back with parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However long it takes for me to finish this astrology series. So y'all be blessed and see you later on.